Hello, my name is Justin McCarthy. I'm a lawyer in Massachusetts, and I want to make a video talking about residential home sales in Massachusetts. If you're a Massachusetts homeowner and you're going to be selling your home, the process, at least legally speaking, is usually pretty straightforward. You put your house on the market, a buyer makes an offer, you choose to accept it, and then what will happen is your agent or your realtor is going to draft a purchase and sale agreement, and he or she is going to send that purchase and sale agreement to your attorney and to the buyer's attorney. Then the attorneys are going to review that contract, make changes if they think they're necessary, and negotiate terms. And once the agreement is finalized, it's going to go to the buyer and to the seller to sign. The purchase and sale agreement is going to state who the parties are to the agreement, so the seller and the buyer, what property is going to be sold. It's going to give dates and times for inspections, for closing dates, for mortgage contingencies, if the buyer is getting a mortgage, when he has to have a mortgage commitment by, and so forth. Then what will happen is prior to the closing, it could be a few days before, a week before, whenever it is, the lawyer is going to have you come to his office and sign some paperwork. You're going to sign a deed which will transfer your ownership of the home to the buyer, and the lawyer will hold on to that deed until the day of the closing. You're going to sign a limited power of attorney, which will give the attorney the right to sign documents on your behalf on the day of the closing. You're going to sign an owner's affidavit, which essentially states that there are no legal issues that you're aware of with the home. In other words, the taxes are paid, you haven't filed bankruptcy, there's no pending divorce, there's nothing that can interfere with your ownership to the property or your right to transfer it to the buyer. And then finally, you're going to fill out a form called a 1099-S, and that's going to determine whether you pay capital gains taxes or not. So you'll meet with your lawyer, like I said, before the closing. You'll sign these documents. It'll take half an hour or so to get everything in order. And then on the day of the closing, you don't need to be present. Usually the buyer's attorney will meet with the buyer and have the buyer sign all the paperwork that the buyer needs to sign, and then the buyer's attorney and the seller's attorney will meet together without their clients there, and the buyer's attorney will show up with a check for the amount of the property, and the seller's attorney will show up with a deed which transfers ownership to the buyer, and the attorneys will exchange the documents. And once the deed goes on record at the Registry of Deeds, the home is officially transferred to the buyer. So it's usually pretty straightforward. There can be snags along the way. Regardless, you need an attorney, and I would advise that you have your attorney review everything. You're going to be dealing with a realtor who's going to be giving you paperwork to sign, and there might be additional agreements after the purchase and sale agreement. Make sure your lawyer looks at everything and that you fully understand everything that you're signing before you sign. And if you have any questions, please give me a call, please send me an email. I'd be happy to help you. Thank you.